race is on. The race is on. And the race is on.
I'm not sure.
It's from Psych.
Oh, I still have not like really gotten into that the way you have.
It's ridiculous.
I tried. I just never really like felt invested into it the way I know you are.
Boo.
It's not
Psych
to
is
say I
so
never
good.
will be. I just haven't yet.
I feel like that would be one of those shows that like you should watch through like in the evenings when you and Kaden are married.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you just work your way through it slowly or whatever.
Yeah. We kind of did that with The Office recently.
Yeah. I think Psych is one of those shows because you fall in love with the characters. So it just takes a little bit of time to like,
yeah.
Like, I mean, episode 1 and 2 are, and 3 and 4, whatever, the first season is funny. But like, the more that it goes, the better it gets. Not all shows are like that, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. Well, hey, what's up?
We don't have to talk about this for very long. Actually, like, truly, I don't want to talk about it. I'm just purely asking the question. Have you watched any more of Severance?
Yeah, we finished it.
Oh, you did finish it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we watched the finale on Monday night.
Oh, okay. I watched it Sunday.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I watched it a day later than all of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I mean, I thought it was good. Yeah.
But like about the ending. Spoiler alert for this finale of season 2 of Severance.
Yeah, fast forward a few minutes if you don't want to hear it. But what did I think? Or like, what
about
did I think of what happened, of what he did? I don't know. It made sense to me. I mean, it annoyed me.
Oh, okay, good.
But it made sense. Like, his innie has no...
Yeah, it's like a child, basically.
Yeah, his innie just has no relationship with Gemma. So, I mean, I thought it was like, there was basically no closure on anything at all.
Yeah, which is what I thought was going to happen.
Gemma escapes, which is cool. But...
I said that many times to our friends. I didn't say it on the podcast because I, like, obviously you weren't caught up, so I couldn't say it. But the amount of times I called that, like, we would talk with our friends Ivy and Stone and then Kaden, and I'd be like, guys, the season's going to end and we're going to know, like, what happens with Gemma. Either she dies or she gets out. And I was like, and then we're going to get no information outside of that. Like, it's going to end on the biggest cliffhanger other than Gemma. And then that's exactly what happened. I felt pretty good about calling that.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Drummond?
I think season 2 finale, like, I think it was good. It annoyed me, but it was good.
Gwendol and Christy going absolutely ham on that one guy.
That was hilarious.
On Drummond.
Yeah, Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah, I've seen so many things that are like, your innie is like about her that's like, your innie is that girl.
Brienne of Tarth. Yeah.
I don't know why my
Lady Brienne.
brain. Yeah, but it was like, your innie slays, blah, 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 blah. Like, just talking about how she's like such a BA in Game of Thrones.
Freaking hilarious.
Or your Audi, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, she went absolutely off.
I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. That whole scene was crazy because it was funny. We're all like sitting there like, oh. And I think our friend Ivy was like, punch him. And like for Mark to punch Drummond. And then all of a sudden Drummond's just like, doof. We were like, like he didn't even like wind up or anything. He just said,
when he hit Mark S, that was pretty tough. And it was like right in the kisser. That was really
tough.
That
whole scene was crazy. I also saw Kaden told me a thing about, or he showed me a thing on how like, I guess there was some way that like when they were rehearsing and then like doing that scene, the choreography was like Mark was supposed to have like his arm like above his head so that he didn't hit his head on the wall or something when he's getting like thrown around. And there was like one scene where when he spins, like his arm gets pinned behind him in the take that they did. And so he smashed his head on the wall, and that's the take they used.
No way.
Yeah,
that's
and it was
so
like
tough.
Supposed to not be like that, but he just like obliterated his head.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's
like if you've got the footage, you might as well just use it.
Right.
But, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, so you thought it was good. You were
Yeah.
annoyed. I feel very similar. So
Yeah. It's like they told us what he was doing, even though they didn't. Like, there's no
yeah, I still have so
explanation.
many questions.
There's no
Like, what's
explanation.
the
Like,
point of Kier? Like, you're putting like this goat's gonna die with this person's like spirit almost, but also like why? Why do you need Gemma to have 25 innies? Why is she so important? Why Mark and Gemma in the first place? Like, why the car
yeah, because
accident?
it's
Like,
like,
what she
yeah,
get kid? Like, just so many things that
they
I'm like
clearly chose Gemma for
right,
one reason or another.
and
Um,
Mark.
and then I feel like in one form or fashion they must have recruited Mark, even though all the language that we've heard so far has been that he went to them, and one of the reasons he cited
Yeah,
being severed is blah blah blah.
but also like
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
We'll see.
But
So
also, yeah, I'm so confused because it's like, what's Cobell gonna do? Because is she still gonna be against Lumen because they have all like they're just basically utilizing all of her brain and her stuff that she invented, or is she basically gonna? Ivy was like saying she wonders if she's basically gonna go to them and like her and Devin and Gemma's gonna meet up with them in season 3, and it's basically gonna be like either you give us all this stuff or we're going to basically like out your whole company. And like Cobell saying that pretty much because it's all of Cobell's like thoughts and technology and ideas and designs and stuff. But I don't know. I'm just the culty-nish of Lumen. I still am like, why? Like, why is everybody? I just don't. I don't. That's the thing they haven't said,
yeah,
and they're not going to until the end of probably the whole show. But like,
yeah.
that's the thing that none of that got answered.
Mm-hmm.
There's only more questions, I feel like.
Yeah, I think one of the more annoying things about the show in general to me, which is why I'm not in love with the show. I do think the show, again, say it one more time, it is very good. It is very good. I'm glad I've watched it. I think it's like really high quality. Yeah, but one of the things that annoys me is just the storytelling is too vague, and I was saying that last time, and I still feel that way after the season 2 finale. And watch, and last time we talked, I had only seen a couple episodes of season 2. I watched the whole thing. Yeah, I think it's way too vague, and you know, I think they could be telling the story better if they gave the viewers more details. But it's all good. I don't need every answer,
I
but I
definitely
do need more
disagree with
answers.
everything you said, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well, who's wiser, live longer, has a better perspective on life, that's me. So I don't know.
That's such a silly thing for you to say.
But I'm 4.5 years older, and I've had way more like experiences. So I guess I know that it's silly, but also it's true.
Not for a show.
Well, my life experience gives me a perspective that is just superior when I'm thinking about shows.
But you know that you're wrong.
I know, it's just fun to mess with you. Good stuff.
Silly guy. All right.
Song
of the week?
Yeah, my song of the week is really easy. It's Wash by John Bellion. New song.
Oh.
He came out with, I think it officially came out on Friday, but for John Bellion fans who are part of his email list and follow his Finsta, it came out on
You know what a
Wednesday.
Finsta is?
Yeah, because of John Bellion. It's called a secondary Instagram account. Fake secondary Instagram account. Finsta.
Nice.
I'm just joking.
I mean,
fake. Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't sure about the secondary part, but
secondary.
I was like, sure, I won't correct him.
I just thought secondary sounded funny in my head. So
it did. It was funny.
Secondary Instagram account. It's my fake secondary. I don't know.
Okay.
Secondary sounds like a swear word.
My song of the week.
Yeah.
Is Sunlight by Flip Turn.
Hey.
It's off their new album. And guess who I'm seeing on Friday?
Flip Turn?
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. That's legit. So you're hammering the whole album because they're going to be playing a bunch of those songs probably.
Yeah, but also they're going to be playing some of my favorite songs of all time.
How do you know this?
Because some of my favorite songs of all time are Flip Turn. And
No, I know, but I'm just saying,
Cara
how do you?
and my
Did
friend
they?
Robert went to their show in Oakland, California a
Okay.
couple weeks
So
ago.
you know someone
And they
who's gone to
played
this tour.
the like 3 songs that I would want them to play.
Okay, there you go. So you have inside information.
Yeah.
Without
Unless
inside
for some
information, I
reason
was
they
gonna
change
tell
up
you
their
to
lineup
temper your
that night.
expectations.
But it's like their top songs. So like they'll play them.
I'm sure you're fine. Yeah.
It's basically like Caden and I's songs because it's like all the
That's
things
fun.
that we listened to like
Yeah,
right when we started dating.
that's fun. California. What trips have you taken in your life? I know you lived in California. What trips have you taken? Where have you been? Where have you gone?
That was Seth's subtle way of trying to start a conversation about travel stuff because we were like, oh, maybe we'll tell travel stories. And
I don't know what you're doing right now. I don't know why
well,
you got me
because
like
you
that.
said you wanted it to be so natural, but that was such a weird
It was
way.
perfectly natural.
I
Perfectly
don't know if it
natural.
was.
Perfectly natural.
Anyway,
You mentioned another state on the other side of the country, and I have seamlessly
you've
worked
been
a
to California
question.
too. What have you been to in California?
Great question. I went to LA one time with Kiana's family,
Yeah, what'd you do?
and what the heck? I don't know. We did a bunch of touristy stuff. That was pretty fun. One of the things that we did, we toured Universal Studios and Warner Brothers Studios, and we saw like a bunch of the places that they filmed things. And we like walked around the set of Superstore. So like we walked through the store,
Yeah.
and like that was the day I learned about like all those boxes on the shelves that look like they're filled with 12 cans of pop and all that stuff.
Just empty.
Yeah, they're empty. So if you see someone picking them up in the show and it looks like they're heavy, that's like all acting. Like, they're empty boxes. Also, they're telling us how they go to places like Target and they buy real things at Target with the real brand names on them and the real tags on them. And then they will like change the little logo on the tags just ever so slightly.
Mm.
And like they'll add a line or they'll add a letter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden it's fine. And it's not like a
That's so
copyright thing.
funny.
Like I remember this one product it was in, it might have been bedding. And it was in this like one of those like see-through packages.
Mm-hmm.
And so that package was actually filled with the product.
Mm-hmm.
And the tag, I think I just remember the name of the brand being something like the word home. And so they took home and I think they added like a Q on the end. So it was like home Q. And it was just like, and now it's not a big deal. And I was just like, it's that easy?
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's actually kind of wild. I mean, I'm sure not everything's like that, but I remember there being a couple products and the person that was giving us a tour was talking to us about it. But it's kind of a funny moment because I was just like, wow, Glenn Sturgis has been right here. The whole raccoons, that was the other thing they told us when we were on the tour is like the raccoon thing was not planned.
Wait, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So at one point and at different times, like they do have food on the set or like fruit or produce on the set or whatever. Yeah. And so during the night when they're like not filming or not using the soundstage and everything's left there, raccoons were real life raccoons breaking in.
Wait, that's actually crazy.
Eating the food and whatnot. And so they just decided to write it into the story of the show. Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. So it just became like part of Superstore, like the raccoons and fighting this war against the raccoons. And
that's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that was fun. I liked that trip a lot. I would go back to LA.
Did you, by that point, had you watched or read Harry Potter?
Oh, I watched.
Oh, well, you did. Yeah. Sorry. I don't know why I asked.
I watched all of Harry Potter right before going to LA, and that was my first time watching Harry Potter. So I went to LA over New Year's of 2018 into 2019.
Yeah.
And so I watched all of Harry Potter like in December of 2018 for the first time.
Yeah, that's when I watched it because you had told me that. Well, because the second Fantastic Beasts movie came out, and one of my friends in Wisconsin wanted to go see it. And I was like, if you're going to see a movie, if it's not a horror movie, I'll go. Like, because I just love the movies. Mm-hmm. So I went and hadn't seen any Harry Potter. And
FX has the movies. Sorry, that started playing in my head.
That's funny.
FX has the movies.
Which, does that even exist anymore?
Don't know.
I don't think it does.
Probably not.
But
Actually, good point, because Fox sold all of that to Disney, except for
So FX does not have the movies anymore.
That's actually really sad.
That's crazy. I can like see the logo that would play when.
Well, yeah, it's weird because it's just Fox with no O.
Yeah.
Which I thought was genius, by the way. FX.
Oh yeah, wait, that is kind of genius.
Right. Right.
But yeah, anyway, I went and saw The Crimes of Grindelwald and hadn't seen any of the other movies and was kind of like, oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And then, but like, I liked some of the characters. Like, what's his name's the main character? I'm totally blanking on the actor's name right now. I do know it, but I want to say Rami Malek, and that's not it at all because I know who Rami Malek is, and it's not him. But it's the guy. He's in The Danish Girl, and he's in.
Yeah, I can picture his face. What the heck is his name in the show again?
Oh my gosh,
Scamander. Newt Scamander.
Newt Scamander. Nice.
There we go. I was like Scalamander.
I always think the same thing because Newt too. Newt is like, isn't that like a kind of like a gecko?
Yeah.
But anyway, I saw that, and then I think I was talking to you at our aunt and uncle's house, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm watching through all of them." And then our mom was watching through all of them too, and so I was like,
"Oh wow,
oh, okay, I guess I'll watch them."
Yeah.
So it's not demonic anymore. So then I watched all of them.
Newsflash, it never was.
Yeah. And I was like, wait, these are so good.
No, they're so good. It's crazy.
I watched them with some of them with my friend, with Lauren, because she always would talk to me about Harry Potter. And there was like a running joke of like, I was like, I'm going to die before I watch Harry Potter. Like I'll go to my grave having never seen Harry Potter. And she was like, no, please.
I remember.
She would like explain them to me. Like I'd fall asleep with her, like walking through like the first book or movie. Like I vividly remember like her like talking me through the letter scene in the beginning, being like, oh, the letters are coming in like shoo, 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 shoo. And I was just like and I would fall asleep.
It's just hilarious because I think this is actually a great life lesson, is sometimes when you're young, you just hear your parents say things or whatever. And like our parents have even admitted like, yeah, we were that they were way too I don't know, dogmatic or just maybe a bit fearful about some of that stuff. And so they didn't let us do certain things out of fear. And so Harry Potter kind of being one of those things. But anyways, where was I?
Funny, like the things that you hear as kids and then you're like, were you going to say like, oh, and then you're wrong as an adult, or like?
I don't remember.
Okay.
What the heck just happened to my brain? I looked, it's that cord, the way that it's hanging down. I keep picturing moving it.
My phone charger?
Yeah, your phone charger cord is hanging from the wall. I picture moving it so that it's hanging a different way.
It crapped out on me last night, honestly.
And every time I look at it, I imagine myself moving it, and then I lose what I was saying. That's the worst. Yeah, anyways, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, a life lesson. Yeah. A lot of times you as a kid or a child, like you can take on these dogmatic views of like that your parents have that, like, let's just face it, parents aren't perfect. I'm now a parent. I haven't been perfect. There's some things that I did in the first 2, 3, 4 years of parenting that I would not do today. I will find out more things in the years to come that I do right now that I wouldn't do in the future. So it's just part of the evolution of parenting. That's not disrespecting or dishonoring. That's just facts. So there's some things that sometimes we take on, mindsets or whatever. And a lot of times as kids in our maturing process, we'll even take on those views more intensely than our parents.
Yeah.
So our parents just said like, no, you're not allowed to watch Harry Potter. There's witchcraft. We're just going to avoid that. They never sat down and been like, it's trash. They're trash movies, blah, blah, blah.
No, we never did. And honestly, we never even tried to watch it and them be like, no. Like, it was just like,
it was just like, we're not going to do it. So then people would talk about Harry Potter and I would be like, they're trash. I'm never watching them. They're trash. What a joke. So lame. Witches and wizards. You're lame or whatever. Meanwhile, I'm nerding out over every facet of Star Wars possible. But just silly. And then you watch them later and you're just like, how wrong I was.
No, because they're so good.
So good. I don't know.
So good.
It's just a life lesson. Like people get like that with politics. They hear their parents say one thing, and then they get really intense or whatever. It's just it's a good life lesson.
It is.
Honor and respect what your parents say.
Wait, so when you were there,
know that like you have your own life and your own experiences too.
Don't assume the things that they're doing wrong yet. Let yourself find them out.
Yeah.
But when you were there in California, did you like what of Harry Potter was there? Because the Hagrid ride, I think, is new, right? You wouldn't have done that.
I don't even remember. I remember.
Did you do like Diagon Alley or anything?
I remember we walked around the park, and I remember we rode whatever rides were there. But I couldn't tell you.
I think there's one in Gringotts, like the bank. There's a ride in there.
Yeah. At the time, I had only watched Harry Potter once, and I was fresh on it. But, I mean, at this point, I've watched Harry Potter through probably 15 times.
Dang, son.
Probably at least, I would say. But point is, I know this about Universal. I'll just be honest. Universal in California, from my understanding, Universal in Florida is legit. But Universal in California, just being real, it's lame. The rides are lame. The park, it feels
Haven't you been to the one in Orlando too?
Nope. The park feels kind of dirty. The studio tour and like all that was incredible. I loved it. I would do that again. But the theme park is lame. Their rides are almost every ride is like it's like a simulation ride almost. So even like the Harry Potter one, like the ride itself is not that great. It's more like it like moves you around in this car that you like buckle into, and then you like look at a TV screen and it shakes you. And then
it's like kind of like Star Tours.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and to be clear, yeah, Disney does have some rides like that, but then also Disney has some rides that are real rides.
Yeah.
Like,
well, okay. Brogan and Benji, one of my British Disney vlog couples.
Okay.
They also go to Universal a lot when they go.
Florida.
Like when they go.
That one's like an actual park, like real rides.
Like I just watched their Universal video a couple days ago because they went for like a few days in the middle of their Disney trip. And there's so many big like roller coasters. I want to go so bad.
And they have the new like
Epic Universe is coming out like
is
really
it
soon.
Okay.
I think it's in May.
I want to go so bad.
It sounds so much fun.
Yeah.
And now they have like the really cool water park, and they have hotels and stuff like that, like Disney, so you can like stay on property.
It sounds like, and I don't. Okay, again, I've not been to Disneyland either. Where did I go? Did I go?
I don't think you've never talked about going to Disneyland.
I don't think I did. No, we didn't go. So I've never been to Disneyland, but it's pretty universally understood that Disneyland is nostalgic and whatnot.
Yeah,
but it's definitely lamer than Disney World. There's not as much. The stuff that's there, it's a bit older, it's a bit dated, whatever. It sounds like that's really similar to the whole Universal in California versus Universal in Florida vibe. Whereas, so Universal in Florida, like I would be really excited to go. I want to go. I talk to my brother-in-law about it all the time. He's also a big Harry Potter fan. And so we talked about it. We went, he was not with us back then. But when we went, the Kiana's family, when we went in California, the Harry Potter world was cool. But from what I remember, it was just a small pocket of the park.
Yeah, now it's like a
Florida,
decent size of everything.
Well, I think it's decent size, but it's just a part of the park. Like, it's just like one area.
Well, but there's two sections in Florida. There's like, because you take the train to the other spot. You take the Hogwarts Express.
See, that sounds fun too.
You might be able to walk too, but you can take Hogwarts Express.
Well, I would be taking the Hogwarts Express.
Because there's like Diagon Alley and all that. And then maybe it might be Hogsmeade. Is the other.
Oh, that's fun.
I don't know what it is. I know there's Diagon Alley or whatever.
Yeah.
The main place.
That's fun.
Where like Gringotts and the candy store is, and like
I would imagine they
Ollivanders.
Hogwarts.
Well, I think they have it, but it's like off.
Hog-
It's like in the
Hog-
background. It's not like somewhere you walk through.
Yeah, which is kind of lame. Like, if there's going to be something that you build that people want to walk through really badly, like, make it Hogwarts.
I mean, you can go to the actual place where they filmed. In probably like England.
Yeah, where is that?
Scotland, maybe.
As a Harry Potter fan, I feel like I should know, but
I know that the train that they actually go on, I think, is in Scotland. Because when I was in Scotland, I was like, are we taking the track that the Harry Potter train goes on? They were like, no. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that would be sick.
But it felt like that. I looked out the window. I was like, I'm basically on my way to Hogwarts right now. Which people would call BSSM like Bethel's School of like witchcraft and wizard. Like it was like basically like a Christian Hogwarts.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Like haters call it that? Or like
yeah, like people who think it's goofy.
People that just have no clue.
Or people who go there and just think it's funny.
Yeah.
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 But it did feel a little like Hogwarts at moments. I was like, what are we doing?
That's awesome though. Yeah. That's so fun. I just don't know.
Also, I was in Scotland this exact time 2 years ago.
Wow, was that only 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
You sure it's not 3?
Yeah, because it was 2023. This is when Erica passed away. She passed away a day before I left.
Right, and when we were in Wisconsin for that is when we were talking about some of the fun stories that you had on your trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's tracking.
Yeah.
That's real.
2 years ago, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So crazy.
Yeah.
Also, the time of my life. I want to go back so bad. It was so cool. Edinburgh?
The time of your life.
Well, like,
oh, you
of all the places I've been, which I will say, I've been to some pretty freaking cool places. But of all the places I've been, I genuinely think Scotland was probably my favorite.
That's fire.
Which is crazy.
I really want to go to Iceland.
I've also been there.
Well, I know. That's why I'm bringing it up.
I know, but the people don't know that I've been.
Oh, right. Okay, good point. Yeah.
Maybe some of them do.
Okay. I want to go to Iceland.
That was so fun. I want to go back there.
Since the whole family decided to go once I was like grown and married and moved out.
It was for my graduation present.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Everyone decided to do all the cool stuff when Seth was graduated, married, and moved away.
You chose the married life.
Yeah. But then why didn't we do any of this fun stuff before I got married? It's fine. I'm not offended. No, I'm really not offended.
That trip was so fun, though. But we only were there for 4 days. And it was definitely
Reykjavik.
Which I would definitely go back because you can do like the whole, like you can go around the whole thing, which we only stayed within like a few hours. Thing. The Blue Lagoon.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did. We did that right after we got back from the airport, and it was so cool. Except for also, it made my hair feel like straw, but it's okay.
Why?
It's just like really dried it out.
Because it's
like so mineral heavy and salty. And
oh, okay, I got you.
So it like my hair. I remember Lauren and I had to wash our hair like so many times afterwards to get it to come back to normal.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's tough. But you could just do it next time and not get your hair in the water.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and they have like you swim up and you put like the face mask on and
interesting. I don't know if I would do that.
It's really good for your skin.
Well, I'm sure, but I just don't like things on my face at all. I hate it.
Well, then you just wash it off.
Yeah, but then I would get salty mineral stuff on my skin and it would take many times of washing for it to return to normal.
No, but like for your skin it's good.
I know, I'm just joking.
Oh.
But
there's a swim up bar.
Yeah. That I would do.
That'd be cool.
Time to drink. Yes. That sounds great. Yeah.
I try to think of what else we did on that trip. We were actually just talking about that trip with Kaden and our dad because we were talking about there's like a big tunnel that you take that goes under the sea level.
What?
And you're in a like you drive in this tunnel and it's like one of the longer ones that exists that's like consecutively you're underground. But because it's an island, you're under the sea level. I think. Maybe don't quote me on that. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I thought I remembered. And Lauren was like freaking out a little bit the whole time we were in it. And Dad and I were just like, Dad actually remembered. He's like, oh yeah, I remember Lauren being a little freaked out by that tunnel. But it was long. Like you were like, we are so far in the middle of underground right now.
Is it like under a mountain or what?
I mean, it was under the sea level. So like you're literally, they just dug underground.
Which is crazy. Like how... Yeah.
It's not like you're literally in the water,
Mm-mm.
but it's just that the sea level is meeting like where you are. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, kind of crazy.
Yeah, that would be wild.
That was a fun trip though. And
that's cool.
also Iceland, their food is not good. It's stupid expensive and it's not good.
Expensive doesn't mean not good, but you're saying it's both.
No, it's both.
Okay.
I think they're kind of known for that. Like even when we went on the trip, I remember I did like a lot of research and people were like, their food's not good.
Okay.
Like maybe seafood would be good, but like it's just they don't really have anything that was like overwhelmingly like, wow, that was such a cool, fun food to try. It's like the dried fish that he eats in Walter Mitty.
Yeah.
And like mom had it and she was like, ugh, it was not good. So like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's just stuff like that. I remember we went to a gas station. Our dad was also just telling Caden this. We went to a gas station to fill up on gas because you rent a car when you go or else you don't go anywhere. And to fill up this tiny little manual car was like over $100. And then in the gas station, we all got a drink and a snack. There was 4 of us. And Dad was like, for literally like a drink, like a can of something and like maybe like a bag of chips. He's like, it was like $50
for 4 people.
For 4 people.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Which like today maybe doesn't sound as crazy, but it was 2018.
Yeah, it was before this inflation nonsense, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy though.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was expensive, but it was such a cool trip. And then we went to Paris right after. And that's when we were there for Bastille Day was when we got there. Freaking watched fireworks shoot off the Eiffel Tower. And then it was the World Cup and France won. And it was the most insane thing I've ever seen.
Yep, France won the World Cup while you were in Paris.
Which the World Cup wasn't happening in France.
No, but it was, where was
everybody was watching it. I think it was like France and Croatia.
Russia? Was it in Russia?
But like Croatia was who they were facing.
Yeah, no, I know that. I just was trying to remember where the World Cup was being played.
Yeah, it was insane. It was crazy because like
2018.
we were sitting by the river and you would literally hear the entire city when they scored a goal. Like, all of a sudden, all you're hearing is people. Like, just for miles. It was the craziest thing I've ever experienced.
Ugh.
And, like, I should, like, put the video up or something, because there's a video of us, like, waiting to get on the metro, and you cannot even get on, because there was, like, a flood of people, and everybody's, like, freaking out. Like some guy just like hugs Dad, and then like there's like beers like flying everywhere because everybody's got drinks in their hands and like coming up to you like because it was right after they had won.
What's the French words for like let's go?
They
allez.
I honestly don't remember, but they were saying that like over and over and over again.
Let's go.
It was just like
allez-vous. I don't know. It just sounds French. Allez-vous.
That might be it.
You're joking.
No, I think that might be it though. But yeah, it was insane. And then we went to Disneyland Paris, and that was really cool too.
If it's allez-vous, I'm gonna freak out.
I think it is.
No.
Oh no, allez-vous is are you going?
Oh,
so you're close because it's
are you going?
You're close though because it'll have something to do with one of those words. Allons-y.
Allons-y. Allons-y. Allons-y.
I think that might have been, but they were also singing I can hear the song in my head. Wait a second. I can hear the song that everyone was singing all day long that day in my head, and I don't remember. Like I can hear it, but I can't replicate it.
Did you ever hear them singing this song about N'Golo Kante? N'Golo, Golo, 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 golo.
Maybe.
Golo, golo, golo. I think that's how it went. I think that was for N'Golo Kante. Anyways, this is
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
that was
wild.
a crazy experience. And then like we barely did anything in Paris because it was just so busy. We went to Versailles, but it was like we waited like 3 hours to even get in, and then once you're in, it's like you just are like herding, like it's like cattle moving through.
Really?
Like it was just people everywhere, so you're just like shuffling through, trying to get out of there as quick as possible.
Probably one of the worst times from a tourist perspective.
Oh yeah, which we didn't even know.
Yeah,
like somehow we didn't know any of those things were happening.
That's crazy.
But like we got there on their 4th of July.
Yeah,
in the capital of the whole country.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty tough.
But it was super cool. The fireworks and like watching that with thousands of people was pretty legit.
Yeah, that's wild.
But
man,
probably more than thousands.
I wish Kiana and I could have found a way to be on that trip, but
that was cool.
I think what year was it? 2018 in the spring?
It was in the summer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was
July.
Kiana we would have like just found out for the most part that Kiana was pregnant, which I guess in theory we could have.
And then you guys went to Disney World like a couple months after that.
Yeah, we had enough going on, and probably at the time.
How was that?
Already paid for Disney World.
Like going to Disney World, just 2 people. I have been to Disney World with one other person, but
not for a whole trip though, huh?
Just for 2 days.
With who?
Helen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a great time. Because there was just the 2 of us and there were no kids. We also went at the perfect time of year because we went in like September, I think.
Mm-hmm. So everyone's in school.
Yeah, everyone's in school. The parks were like not like crowded or packed at all. We would do everything in each park and be done by 4:35 p.m.
That's so nice.
It was crazy.
For Disney, that sounds so great.
No, it's like unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
which
insane.
Now that might not even happen because of everything they've changed.
Right.
Which also, our Aunt Beth just told me, do you know there was like a big fire in Epcot right by in the France pavilion? Like a week or something ago?
Familiar. Maybe I saw something
It was
online.
like you could see like all of the black smoke like coming out of the French pavilion.
Whoa.
And I don't think like anybody was hurt or anything like that, but like something caught on fire and it was like in the middle of the day.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the sewage poured down on all those people in Soarin' recently.
Oh, that's right.
And like rides are constantly closed.
Man,
it makes me sad.
The sewage thing?
That would really be a nail in a coffin if you were there. You'd be soaring out of there.
I would be so done. I'd be so done. Let me tell you right now.
It's raining from the ceilings.
Man. Well, speaking of sewage, that reminds me of water. Water reminds me of water bottles. I have a funny story about water bottles. So there was this one time that Rocco and I...
Oh, your Cedar Point trips. Rocco's one of Seth's best friends.
Yeah, there was one time that Rocco and I were at Cedar Point and on the dragster, you're not allowed to have anything like...
which is another thing that's closed down all the time now.
Yeah, well, I haven't even ridden the new one yet.
Yeah, me either.
Top Thrill 2 or whatever. But hopefully this summer. Along with Siren's Curse. Please be open.
Oh, is that going to be open this summer?
Yeah. Yeah, it's new for this year. So in theory, they have 2 new rides this year, Top Thrill 2 and Siren's Curse. But
that's fun.
I know, right? So anyways, blah, blah, blah. Brain. That freaking cord, man. Got it. Dragster. We get on Dragster and you're not allowed to like have water bottles. You're not allowed to you're not even allowed to wear a hat. They make you stuff it down your shirt. If you have sunglasses, like they got to go in like a pocket or whatever. Like
even then, like usually you have to put it in like a locker or a bin.
Yeah. I do think that, backpacks, no backpacks out. They don't have the bins where you can put nothing, no phones. Well, yeah, you could have your phone, but like a phone would have to be in your pocket.
But it can't be a pocket that just like slides. It had to be a pocket.
Yes,
where
it can. They just say like, yeah, you're screwed if you lose it.
Yeah, I guess.
So
that's scary.
Yeah, I mean, I did it really easily because you put your phone down here. When you pull the lap bar closes your pocket if you do it right.
I'd always just put
on
my
that
phone in
ride.
somebody that was wearing cargo shorts or something.
So
What are those, cargo shorts? Have you ever seen that clip?
yes.
Okay.
So Rocco has this water bottle, and they tell him to throw it away, and he says okay, and he just like hides it. He just like holds it next to him. He didn't want to throw it away and then have to pay for another one.
Yeah, because they're stupid expensive.
Yeah, it's like $6 for a freaking bottle of water. It's like, okay, thanks.
Just wait till it rains.
I was like, what? It was like the acting it out of the corner of my eye, and I gave you a quick glance and then like looked away. Like, I guess I don't get what she's doing, but man, that was good. Okay.
Anyway,
So
hit his water bottle.
yeah, so he hides his water bottle. Then when you get into your seat, like there's nowhere to hide something once you're sitting down. So he like quickly puts a water bottle by his feet and kind of like puts his feet over top of it and like buckles in. They come by, they check his stuff, they don't see it. He gets away with it. We're cracking up. And whatever. We go on the ride, and you know, you go 0 to 120 miles an hour in like less than 3 seconds or something crazy. It's wild. Go up 420 feet, come back down, slow down really fast. We get to the end of the ride, and Rocco looks down and he goes, "Bro, where's the water bottle?" So I was like, "Wait, no way." We were just going 120 miles an hour, and a water bottle like flew out of this thing at 120 miles an hour. Like, we're instantly like kind of laughing, but also scared, but kind of joking about how like, I wonder if it killed somebody. We look behind us, and there's these twins. It was like a boy and a girl, but they're twins. We didn't know them. They're strangers. We look back, and they were like, they were looking up at us already, going like this, like that. Like they were pointing behind them. They were like scared, and we were like, "Did you see a water bottle?" They're like, "It flew between our heads when we were speeding up." And we were not at the back of we were like in the middle or maybe towards the front. We were not at like the back of the thing. So like this water bottle must have come up past Rocco, and he didn't even know it. He didn't even see it. Came up and flew up and then went in between, because Rocco was on the right and I was on the left. It flew between our heads.
And you didn't even see it.
Yeah, and we didn't even see it. And then between the heads of the people behind us.
That'd
and
be
hopefully,
scary.
No, for real. And then hopefully between the heads of more people. I've never felt like so, like both of us were just like, okay, we broke the rule. We thought it was funny. Never again.
Yeah.
Like we could have killed someone or seriously injured someone. Once we knew nobody got injured, now we're getting off the ride. Everyone is fine. Everyone's safe. Then we start joking. Like the jokes are flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, the water bottle probably fell from 420 feet up and probably knocked someone out. like we probably killed somebody. So then later that night.
That's not a funny joke.
No, it's like not funny, but we were laughing just because we knew nothing happened. Like, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
So we're like, yeah, hopefully we didn't kill anybody with the water bottle. Ha, you know, it's like, no, whatever.
Yeah.
And so later that night, this is 7-8 hours later. Like, it's not related at all, but we were running because it was like there was 2 minutes before close. We knew we weren't going to make it to the front of the line, but we knew this one spot for Maverick where you can jump the fence and no one will see you. They have now put all this landscaping in front of it, so it's like you really can't jump the fence there anymore.
Mm.
But there used to be a spot where you could jump the fence and get in line. No one would know. So we were running to go do that, which we did end up pulling off, by the way. But on our way there, we're sprinting, and there's this part where you're sprinting through Frontier Town, and the path kind of like split in two at the time. They've like changed it now, but it kind of split in two. And so he went left and I went right. And then over on the path where he went, he's running, I'm running. This ambulance, one of those little tiny ambulances that is like the Cedar Point, like it's almost like a cart.
Yeah.
Its lights are going, wee, 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 wee. It's driving through. And so he's like a solid 30, 40 feet away from me, and it's dark, but there's like the lights lighting up enough. And we're both running. The ambulance is going through, and we both, while sprinting, look over at each other. We're like, no way. Like, because we're like the whole day we've been joking about like, hope we didn't get anybody, like hope nobody got injured from that water bottle. Like, oh, we probably killed somebody with that water bottle, you know, whatever. And next thing you know, we see an ambulance, and the two of us were on the same page, like, we did get somebody.
Why'd you say that like a guy from Home Alone?
I don't know. But it was just so freaking funny, man.
That is funny.
Great times.
We have a lot of, I feel like, Cedar Point or amusement park stories, because then too you had like the one where you went with our Uncle Noah, and what was the thing about like Miranda Cosgrove?
That was at Six Flags Great America.
Yeah.
Me and Ben went with Noah.
Our cousin Ben went, Uncle Noah.
Me and Ben went with Noah, and he was like leading a youth group out there for a church for a while. He was either leading it or like helping lead it, but I think he was leading it. And
oh my gosh, that just unlocked a story for me. Keep going.
So we went to Six Flags Great America with him and his youth group, basically, and it wasn't like a massive group of people, but it was like pretty good size. We go and we're in line for Superman, and Six Flags Great America had Miranda Cosgrove going to be there that day, and she was like performing.
This had to be like 2011. Something like that, 2010.
Yeah, I was probably in high school or fresh out. So it was back in the day, 2011 through 2014, maybe somewhere 2010 to 2014 in that range. So Miranda Cosgrove, like iCarly is a big deal back then. She's pretty well known, maybe more well known from Drake and Josh at the time. Or maybe she was old enough that she had iCarly. I don't remember exactly, but
yeah.
She was performing. It was a big deal. There were girls in the park wearing like Miranda Cosgrove shirts and iCarly shirts all over the place, yada, yada. So my uncle goes, Uncle Noah's like, yo, let's like pretend like we're here for Miranda Cosgrove. Like, let's pretend like we're big fans. Like, let's really play it up while we're in this line. This group of teenage girls, so like pretty much like the same age as like me and Ben. I remember thinking at the time too, like some of these girls are cute. Like, I'm going to look like an idiot right now. But also just being like, who cares? Like, it's fun. And so we're in line, and Noah goes, all right, you ready? Dude, I can't believe we get to see Miranda Cosgrove today. And so we started talking like louder than normal, like on purpose, and being just so excited to see her perform. And like, we drove all the way here. We can't wait. Some people in front of us were hearing us, not the group of cute girls behind us or whatever, but the group in front of us turned around and they were like laughing. But then they were like, you guys came all the way here to see Miranda Cosgrove? And it was just like a bunch of us. And it was our group was all dudes. So we're like, yeah, wait, you didn't? You know, and like just really playing it up. And it was really funny because this group of girls behind us at a certain point, they started getting to a point where like they were whispering to each other, making fun of all of us, which is like mission accomplished. That was so great. So, fooled you. The oldest trick in the book. No, but like it was just totally like this gratifying moment of like this plan worked. Like we captivated the people in front of us.
That's so funny.
And we really convinced these girls behind us that like we were just these massive Cosgrove fanatics as like high school dudes, and then Noah being like an adult male. Yeah. And he was like really playing it up. You know, it was just really hilarious.
That's so funny.
But
yeah.
What was the memory that you said unlocked?
Oh, not a travel story, but our Uncle Noah, I remember I was probably in like elementary, middle school at the time that this happened, but he was leading like kids ministry at their church a time that we were in Wisconsin. And so I went into the kids ministry with him, and he was like teaching. And so I think our cousin Gracie might have also been in there with us. And so all the kids were a lot littler than us, but we were just like kind of in there hanging out, helping, whatever. We just wanted to be with Uncle Noah because we were in town.
100%.
And I don't remember why, but like for some reason the kids, like there was some sort of dancing. I don't know if Uncle Noah was maybe doing like worship with them, but they were dancing. Just like each kid is kind of, you know, like doing little kid dances. Mm-hmm. And this little girl was like kind of doing some crazy moves.
You mean like awkward crossing the line type stuff?
Yeah. But she was so little. So we didn't
innocent.
We didn't think anything of it. And then she looked at Uncle Noah and she goes, I'm pole dancing. And I remember Uncle Noah looked at me and was like, and I was just like,
that's like unbelievable.
And he was just like, oh, okay. And sweet. And we both were just like,
That's so
And it was just funny
funny.
too, because he's like, wait. And the idea that he'd be like looking at his middle school age niece to be like, what do I do? It was funny.
What do I say?
Yeah.
I'm not about to reinforce that you're pole dancing.
Right.
But also I'm not going to make you feel bad.
Yeah.
that
So it's just
you're-
like, oh, okay.
Not like sweet moves, but also not like stop it right now,
Right.
you demonic
Yeah.
child.
Yeah. I just remember afterwards thinking
That's
it was
so funny.
so funny. Like, Mom, you won't believe what this little girl said. But you telling that story about Uncle O, the youth group, made me think about it.
Yeah.
So
That trip to Six Flags Great America was hilarious. Like we made all these friends from, that youth group that Noah and the other guy led.
Mm-hmm.
I think his name was Shane. He was a cool dude. But
yeah, we have a lot of family trip, either to Cedar Point or Six Flags or Disney World type memories.
yeah. There was this one time we went to Florida, just not that long. I mean, a few years ago. I think it was Maisie. She was tiny. Maybe. Oh, it was when Jude was first born.
Yeah, didn't you guys go to Disney and he was pretty little?
How did this work? I think it was that trip. Maisie was 1.5, maybe a little older than 1.5. Maybe actually, I guess she was almost 2. Jude was like less than 6 months old. We went to Florida. We went to Orlando, and we did go to Disney World for some days or part of the time or whatever, but not the whole time.
Was that when you still had to wear a mask?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, there's a different story. Bring me back to that.
We're almost done.
Okay, I'll go quick. So Maisie had pooped I think in the car on the way to the to the hotel from the airport, which was like a 45 minute drive or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of far.
Yeah.
To get actually into Orlando or where Disney and stuff.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's not short.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get into our hotel room. We're just scrambling. Maisie smells terrible. We know we need to change this diaper, but we have no idea. She's just sitting in this car seat that is from the car rental company.
Mm-hmm.
We get her out of the car seat. We get into our hotel room and realize Maisie pooped so intensely, so much. I've never seen more poop come out of one human being. And that includes myself. Nobody. The diaper, you couldn't see white. You couldn't see, when you opened the diaper and you saw the inside of the diaper, there was no white. It was all brown.
And it was all brown.
Yeah, I wish it was yellow. Not really. That's gross too. It was up her back, almost to her neck.
A blowout.
Yeah, but a blowout would be
Of the century.
Not even remotely close to talking through what this was. It was upper back, and it was like a layer of frosting on cake. It was terrible.
Not the frosting.
It was horrible. It
That's
had come around, and
disgusting.
it was on her rib cage, on her sides.
Poor Macy.
It was on her
what did
elbow.
she eat?
And it had smelled so bad. So I get her into the tub, and she knows that she's covered in poop, even though she can't really process through those emotions. So all she's doing the whole time is screaming bloody murder. And I'm with my friggin' hand getting poop off. just
that was probably one of your toughest dad moments.
No, it was one of the worst. And then it's okay, you're clean. Great.
Now
this tub in this hotel, poop everywhere. Clothes, throw them away. Diaper, what do I even do with this? Because if we leave it even inside a bag, I still smell it a mile down the road. It's horrible. What do we do? This is so rough. And it took me at least an hour and a half to just kind of finally clean everything, throw things away.
Yikes.
It was terrible. Then take a shower myself.
Did you fly?
Afterwards. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
At least you didn't do it in the airplane.
Yeah. But I'll tell us really quick. We were at Disney World, and it was the last day they required masks. We just happened to be there that day. It was the last day they required masks. We're in line for the new Star Wars ride. I was so done wearing a mask. It was really late at night. It was me, Kiana, and Cammie.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this planet in Star Wars universe called Seleucami. And I knew that these people that work the ride, they don't know Star Wars that well. And there was this whole thing with masks. If you ever had any respiratory problems, you could just get away with not wearing a mask. So this one, I had taken my mask off. Cammy and Keanu were just like, Seth, put your mask back on. I was like, no, I'm done. So this guy, we were in line for a while, no mask. This guy looks at me, worker, crew member, cast member, whatever from Disney. He looks at me in the line. He looks at me and he goes, put your mask on.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at him and I was like, and he's like, put your mask on. I was like, and so I like walk over to him and I was like, I'm sorry, I have saleucami. And he goes, you what? And he's like foreign or whatever. And I said, I have saleucami. It's like a respiratory thing. And he was like, oh, okay, great. Like no mask. So I didn't have to wear a mask.
That's crazy.
But like, dude, you work a Star Wars ride. Like you should know. That's your own fault.
I got a bad case of Hoth. That's crazy.
I'm feeling real dry. They call it Tatooine. They call it Tatooine. I got Tatooine throat. It's real tough.
Tatooine
really
throat.
Tough.
Oh my gosh. Well, on that note.
Yeah.
Have a great week. We will see you next Sunday.
Did you say how about a great week?
Have a great week.
Oh, how about a great week, huh?
Yeah.
How about a great week?
See ya next Sunday.
Yeah, see you on the next week that you could. Okay. How about it?
Okay, goodbye.